going to review the freeandclear.com fixed rate mortgage calculator. The fixed rate mortgage calculator allows you to review various scenarios for a fixed rate loan and determine the monthly mortgage payment, the total interest expense over the life of the loan, and the payoff date for the loan. To find the fixed rate mortgage calculator on freeandclear.com, simply click on the Mortgage Calculators tab on the top left of any page, and that'll take you to a list of all of the calculators available on freeandclear.com. The fixed rate mortgage calculator is under Mortgage Program Calculators. If you click on the triangle, it reveals a brief description of the calculator. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link, and this is going to bring me to the calculator page. As you can see, the way the page is laid out, there are inputs on the left-hand side of the page and outputs on the right-hand side of the page. The inputs are the information that you submit or select, and the outputs are provided by the calculator once you hit calculate. I'm going to go ahead and walk through the inputs first. One important note to make is that you can hover over this icon next to any input rectangle to review a description of that input and the information required. The first input's the mortgage amount, which is the loan that you're looking at getting. In this case, we're going to say a $350,000 mortgage. The next input is the interest rate. If you hover over the icon, you can see what the interest rate is for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So the current interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 4.250%. So in the drop-down menu, we have a wide range of interest rates we can select. I'm going to select 4.250. The next input is the mortgage term, and I'm going to select the drop-down menu, and it shows options ranging from 10 years to 50 years. I'm going to select 30 years because that's the most common term for a mortgage. The final input is the mortgage start date. A mortgage start date is when you make your first payment, which is almost always on the first of a month. So in this example, I'm going to choose March 1st as I scroll through the calendar. After you've submitted all of your inputs, you click Calculate, and it produces the outputs. The first output is the estimated monthly mortgage payment, which is based upon the mortgage amount, the interest rate, and term that you've submitted. The second output is the total interest expense over the term of the mortgage. So if you make your scheduled payments for, in this case, a 30-year mortgage, this is the amount of interest that you're going to pay over the life of the loan. It's a lot of money. The final output is the mortgage payoff date, which is, in this case, 30 years from the date of your initial payment. At the bottom of the page, we have an amortization schedule for a fixed rate mortgage. And what that shows is the breakdown between interest and principal over the life of a mortgage. And we do this by year. And you can hover over these bars to review the figures. So I'm hovering over the principal figure right now, which is in green, and I can hover over the interest figure, which is in blue. You can also hover over the mortgage balance to determine the mortgage balance at the end of a year. So this amortization schedule shows the breakdown between principal and interest payments and the mortgage balance on an annual basis over the life of the loan. One cool thing about the calculators is that you can change any of the inputs without needing to refresh the page. So let's say we're looking at a 20-year mortgage instead of a 30-year mortgage, and let's say the interest rate is 3.5%. All you have to do is hit Calculate, and it automatically updates the outputs and the graph at the bottom of the page, the amortization schedule. As you can see now, we're looking at a 20-year amortization schedule instead of a 30-year amortization schedule. Once you've reviewed all the scenarios, you can click the Compare Lenders button at the bottom of the outputs, and it'll take you to a page that lists lenders, interest rates, and costs in your area. If you have any other questions about this calculator or any mortgage topic, you can always click the Ask an Expert button at the top of any page, and it'll bring you to our Ask the Expert feature where you can submit a question and we'll answer it. The feature is free of charge, and we never spam. Thank you for reviewing the freeandclear.com fixed rate mortgage calculator.